She came in looking like she'd aged 10 years and 10 months. Sandra Mitchell used to be the PTA president, soccer mom extraordinaire. Today, defeated. "I need something easy to maintain," she said, slumping into my chair. "I don't have time for anything anymore." I started examining her hair, once perfectly highlighted, now grown out with 3 inches of gray roots. "Kids keeping you busy?" I asked, trying for normal conversation. She laughed, hollow, empty. "I haven't seen my son's eyes in 6 months. Is he away at... He's home, in his room, 20 feet from my bedroom. But he's gone, Angel, lost in some digital world where I don't exist." She pulled out her phone, showed me a photo. Handsome teenager, maybe 16. "That's from last year. I don't know what he looks like now. He won't leave the headset off long enough for me to see." As I sectioned Sandra's hair, she told me how it started. COVID, remote learning. They bought Ryan a VR headset for educational purposes. "Best in class," she said bitterly. "That's what the reviews said. Immersive learning experience." At first, it was amazing. Virtual field trips to ancient Rome, chemistry labs without dangerous chemicals. Ryan's grades improved. "When did it change?" I asked. "Gradually. Then suddenly, like drowning. You don't notice until the water's over your head." First, he found VR social spaces, made friends from around the world. Sandra was happy. Her shy kid was finally connecting. Then came the games. Not violent ones, Sandra had checked. Beautiful worlds, creative spaces. Better than reality, Ryan had said. "I thought he meant graphics," Sandra said. "He meant everything." By month 3, Ryan was spending 6 hours daily in VR. Sandra tried limits, screen time apps, negotiations. "You know what he told me? You're on your phone constantly, Dad's watching TV, but my screen time is the problem?" "He had a point," I said gently. "He did. So we tried a family digital detox. You know what happened?" I waited, working steadily. My husband lasted 2 hours before checking work emails. I made it 4 before just checking Instagram. But Ryan, he went into complete withdrawal, shaking, sweating, screaming, like an addict. Exactly like an addict, because that's what he is. Sandra's voice dropped. "Want to know the sick part? His VR life is better than his real one. In VR, Ryan was confident, popular. He'd built an entire identity. Avatar perfectly designed, personality crafted for maximum appeal. He showed me once, his VR girlfriend. Beautiful avatar, sweet personality. They'd been dating for months. But she's not real," I said. "She's real to him, more real than us. She's always available, always understanding in him." Sandra pulled up Ryan's social media, abandoned for months. Last post, reality is just bad graphics. His VR family doesn't fight about screen time, doesn't have financial stress, doesn't have a mom who cries outside his door. "We tried taking it away," Sandra said. "Want to know what happened?" I nodded, though I dreaded the answer. "He attacked his father, really attacked. 16 years old, never violent before, and he broke Dan's nose trying to get the headset back." My God. We called the police, our own son. They said it's becoming common. VR violence, kids fighting parents over headsets like crackheads over pipes. The officer had given them a pamphlet, Digital Addiction Resources, 12-step programs for screen time. We're on a waiting list for a specialist, 6 months out. Meanwhile, he's in there, she gestured vaguely, living his better life. How's your husband handling it? I asked, adding low lights to blend the gray. Sandra's face hardened. He bought his own headset. Said if he can't beat him, he'd join him. What? They have family time now, in VR. Dan says at least they're together. She showed me a screenshot from Dan's headset. 3 avatars sitting around a virtual campfire. The family vacation they took last month. That's our family photo now. 3 cartoons in a fake forest. My 7-year-old daughter asked why we can't vacation in the real world like normal families. Your daughter, Emma, she's the only one who still lives in reality. For now. She asked for a headset for her birthday. Sandra started crying. I'm losing them all to pixels and processors. You want to know something terrible? Sandra said as I worked. Sometimes I put on the headset too. I tried not to show surprise. Not for games. There's this app, VR meditation. Beautiful beaches, perfect sunsets, no notifications, no family falling apart, just peace. That's not terrible. I spent 4 hours there yesterday, 4 hours hiding from my actual life in a digital paradise. Emma made her own dinner, ate cereal watching YouTube. She met my eyes in the mirror. I'm becoming them, choosing the easy digital world over the messy real one. We could afford therapy if we sold the headsets, Sandra said. You know how much those things cost? Ryan's setup is worth more than my car. Why don't ya? Because it's the only place he's happy. Take away VR and what's left? A depressed kid with no real friends, failing grades, and parents he hates? She pulled up their credit card statement. Thousands in VR purchases, virtual clothes, digital real estate, pretend items for a pretend life. He owns a mansion in VR chat. Meanwhile, we're behind on our actual mortgage. Can't you? He has a job there, gets paid in cryptocurrency, makes more than his allowance ever was. He's saving to move out and live somewhere with better internet. Sandra's phone buzzed. School automated message. Ryan Mitchell, absent 47 days. 47, she repeated. He hasn't left his room in 47 days. We bring food, he has a bathroom attached, Amazon delivers everything else. That's not living, I said. But he is living. In there, he's thriving, dating, working, socializing, building things. He sent me a video of a concert he attended, thousands of avatars. Said it was better than real concerts. No crowds, perfect sound, teleport home. But his body, getting weaker, paler. He only eats when his girlfriend reminds him. A computer program is keeping my son alive. You're not alone, I said, finishing the cut. I hear this from so many parents. That's what the support group says. 12 of us, all lost kids to VR. One mom hasn't seen her daughter's face in a year. The dad who runs it, his son legally changed his name to his avatar name. She pulled up the group chat. Horror stories. Kids who only communicate through avatars. Families conducting interventions in VR because it's the only place their children will meet them. One family flew to Japan. Their son's VR girlfriend lived there. Thought meeting her would break the spell. What happened? She was 50, playing a teenage avatar. Their son knew, didn't care. Said age is just a number when souls connect in digital space. Sandra looked at her new style. Simple, practical, defeated. Dan wants us to all go full VR, get a family plan. He says it's evolution, that we're fighting the future. What do you think? I think my family is already gone. I'm just the only one who hasn't accepted it." She paid, stood up. "You know what Ryan asked me last week? He asked when I was getting a headset with smell capability so he could hug me properly." "Sandra, he wants to hug his mother through a machine because the real me isn't worth leaving VR for." At the door, Sandra turned back. "I made a decision today before coming here. I waited. I'm joining them, not the VR, the real world rebels. Parents who are cutting internet, going off grid. There's a community in Montana." "That's extreme." "Is it? More extreme than losing your children to machines, than competing with perfect digital worlds?" She showed me a brochure. Phoenix Rising Family Ranch. No electricity, no screens. Therapy through nature. "Ryan will hate it," she said. "Might hate me forever, but at least he'll be present for the hating." "Real?" "Yeah, real." He showed me photos. The family, tan and calloused, building a greenhouse together. Dad lasted 2 weeks before he snuck in a phone. They kicked us out, started over at a different place, stricter. And Emma? Thriving. Turns out she's brilliant at real things, raises chickens, sells eggs. "And you?" I asked, starting his haircut. "I'm adjusting. Still dream in pixels sometimes, miss my VR friends, but last week I hugged my mom, really hugged her. Smelled her shampoo, felt her cry." He went quiet. "She saved my life. I know that now. I was disappearing, one update at a time." As I cut Ryan's hair, his first professional cut in over a year, I thought about all the families being torn apart by screens. Not dramatically, quietly, one notification at a time. We're losing a generation to perfect digital worlds. And the saddest part, we are all complicit. We handed them the devices, set up the Wi-Fi, paid for the subscriptions, then wondered why they chose beautiful lies over ugly truths, why they picked avatars over acne, why they preferred places where they could log off when things got hard. Sandra didn't just save Ryan. She reminded us that sometimes love means being the villain in someone's story. Sometimes it means dragging them from paradise back to problems, because that's where growth happens, in the mess, in the struggle, in the real. Every parent who's fought about screen time knows the truth. We're not just fighting devices, we're fighting perfection. And reality, with all its flaws and pain and beauty, it's losing, one pixel at a time.